So there I was digging through my mini factory like I usually do, and came across these great little tanks from KM, FP, or Kill Me for Prizes. And I couldn't quite figure out what I was going to do with them, but then it hit me that I could just use them like they were regular squad members or crew members for Galactic Heroes. So then that got me thinking, got me printing, got me painting. After I got these cleaned up, I mounted them on a 25 millimeter wooden base that I had laser cut it out, and then gave them a coat of just plain gray primer. Next was a nice brush of contrast militarum green to give it the overall green color that I wanted. All right, well, here's where I go on a little bit of a rant. So never just have your miniature just have contrast on them. I know that it gives you exactly what it says, a little bit of contrast, but you should really go in and dry brush in with a lighter color some of your highlights. It really makes the color pop and just gives you definitely more details that you might have just seen and just given them a coat of contrast. Next, I use an acrylic texture medium. You can get these from just about any hobby supply place. They're great. It's essentially a clear medium that you can then add your color to and puts down a nice base of texture. Then you can go back, dry brush later. This saves you a ton of time compared to, say, gluing, putting some sand down, then adding your paint. Next is a quick dry brush of the base with a lighter color. Then I glue on a little bit of static grass or some tufts, and then give the overall final piece just a shot of some Winsor Newton matte finish. Next, let's talk about getting these guys ready for the battlefield by filling out their traits for Galactic Heroes. All right, so I've got my downloaded templates that I got from Wiley Games, absolutely free. These are all editable. So you can see I've already put in my leader here, Hammer, because, you know, every tank has to have a name for it, like Fury or In the Mood, that sort of thing. So to kind of help me figure out what kind of traits and what sort of weapons I want to give this guy, first I'm going to drop in a picture first. So if you go over here, you can just click on this, open up another window that says, you know, you want to browse. Then I'm going to go find it here on my list. Let's put in this guy. And I can just hit select. He looks good. He shows up in here. He's got a multi-barrel machine gun or multi-barrel gun here, so I'm gonna name him Buzzsaw. That sounds like a cool name for one. I'm not making any of these guys have a veteran status, so I'm gonna stick with D10 for my shoot, D10 for my close combat. I had my leader here, so I'm gonna make this guy my second in command, so he's gonna get 2 traits, but first I'm gonna figure out what kind of weapon we're gonna have here. So essentially, if I was making this and this was just a miniature, he would be armed with like a machine gun or a submachine gun or an auto rifle, right? So that's what we're gonna be keeping it as in sort of tank form. So instead of a assault rifle, I'm just gonna call it an assault cannon. And we're gonna keep the same ranges we have if these were 25 millimeter guys. So I'm gonna keep it 12 and 24. And we're gonna give it the burst ability, just like we would with an assault rifle. So he'll be able to elect to do a burst fire with it. So these are all drop-down menus, so I can just, this has got like 90% of the traits built into it from almost all of our traits, but Galactic Heroes especially. So I think he definitely, I think he needs to be a Deadeye. We'll make him like easy to hit with. And then I think he should do some damage. So I'm going to scroll around here. We're going to give him a killer, which makes him +1. So he's going to have a +1 to hit, +1 to damage, and then his gun here can fire a burst. So let's just do one more so everyone can see. So I'm going to, again, click on this. I'm going to find what kind of tank I want. I'm going to drop this guy in. He's got this big old artillery piece. Let's call him Long Tom. And he is going to be, you know, in this case, we're going to make him a ranged fighter. He doesn't like to get up close. So what's going to happen with that is that means his shoot is going to go up to a D12, but his close combat's going to be a D8. And then I think for weapons, we're basically going to give him like more or less a big grenade launcher, but we want to have some more range on it. So let's give him a 18-inch, 36-inch range, and then he's going to have a blast on it, and he has to reload between shots. So as you can see, we're just building these like we would a normal Galactic Heroes character crew. So in this case, we had our leader here. He has 3 stats, and leader included, so that makes 4. Second in command gets 2, and then these other 2 guys, they're just regular, so they only get one trait. So this is how I'm going to fill out the rest of them. Then I'm going to do their opponents next. Here they are, ready for the battlefield. So I'll be putting up a video in the next couple of weeks showing our actual combat between our 2 tank forces, green and tan. And so stay tuned for that. I'll put links to the models below.